Hang in there. It is.
Smylie Kaufman for 61. Wow.
I'm Smylie Kaufman, and this is The Smylie Show.
Welcome back to another PGA Championship Journal on The Smylie Show. And tonight, Smylie, we're getting a little taste of Louisville, courtesy of T-Mobile. We're at a fun little distillery. We got our fancy drinks here. You just did a special edition of Spillin the T upstairs with newly minted Philadelphia Eagle, Saquon Barkley, which shout out to my in-laws. Go Birds. Fly, Eagles, fly. So you had that today. You had Colton Oast on Spillin the Tea today for Club Magenta.
Always fun.
Yeah, you had a heck of a day, buddy. What do you share some highlights, please?
Yeah, let's start with Colt because you'd rather finish with something that sounds more fun and more cool. Nothing against my boy Colt. Just giving you a hard time.
Please take offense to that.
No, but Colt and I, we were able to kind of break down a little bit of what happened with Scottie this morning. He was actually on the range and it spoke with Scottie a little bit, so it was cool to kind of get that insight. Today, I think it was around 2:30 at the Magenta Club. Again, a great crowd. It was raining today too, so I think just be able to kind of shelter in place a little bit from the rain. But
spot to be.
Weather looks good the rest of the week. But yeah, you just kind of teed it up. Saquon Barkley. I mean, that's kind of like it's pretty dang cool. You know,
awesome.
It's pretty cool.
I think I'm fanboying over him more than anybody else this week.
Yes, and I kind of never got around to asking him if I should draft him in fantasy. I feel like that's kind of not a cool question to ask. I probably should have in the Q&A, but during the Q&A, he was awesome. Just total golf nut. Like you could tell he was much rather talk about golf than he was football. And even said the old saying, which it wasn't shocking. We've had other athletes say it too.
Yeah.
That he would rather in another life be a professional golfer. It's like, come on.
Every
it's
single
like,
time. It's amazing.
Every pro athlete wants to be pro in something other than the sport that they're not in. So
amazing.
Highlights from the convo. I'm just trying to think. Really some cool stuff. Talking about the Eagles, and there's some Penn State fans in the crowd.
It's a homecoming. I mean, it's a homecoming for him.
Great.
He went to high school in Lehigh Valley. He went to Penn State. Now he's coming back to play for the Eagles in Philadelphia. I mean, it does. Yeah. It's such a great story. So.
Oh, you know what I asked him? I asked him, it was like, so you got a whole opening up offensive line. You got some green grass in front of you. Who's like the linebacker you don't want to see?
Oh, I love that.
And you'll like this. The number one answer that he came up with was Luke Kuechly back when he had just turned pro.
Carolina Panther.
Yeah, I just thought that was a really cool answer. He didn't give too much credit to anybody else. He feels like he can take them on, but there's a couple other guys he mentioned.
Good. I am going to reach for Saquon in fantasy this year. Draft him way too high. I caught up with him in here before the conversation with you. Big golf course architecture guy. Wanted to kind of get into that. So huge fan of his. Glad to hear the conversation with Cole went well today. You mentioned the range. We're going to get into that a little bit because Scottie Scheffler on the T-Mobile T5G range. That was a big hit today. But tomorrow, during Magenta Hour, 2 to 3 p.m. in Club Magenta, you got my guy, Michael Collins on MC. And I just really send me a picture when he arrives because I'm sure he's going to be in like a magenta baseball jersey with like a backwards magenta cap. It's going to be outrageous. I'm really looking forward to that.
Nobody can work a room like Michael Collins can. He just has no shame of feeling awkward. He just kind of lets it all fly, and whatever comes to his brain, he just throws out there, and whether it hits or doesn't hit, he's throwing it out. And that's why I love Michael, and I think why so many other people love Michael Collins too. And in the range, I mean, it was hard to imagine probably a sponsor that like T-Mobile that has all this cool stuff on the range this week to get that much coverage this morning on Scottie Scheffler.
Unreal.
Everybody turned their TV on and was watching Scottie warm up this morning. And I don't know why I was just expecting for him to like completely forget how to hit a golf ball. We'll never do that again because Scottie, of course, goes out. And even the guys behind him with the media on the range today were just saying he didn't even miss a shot in his warm up. So it's just like what's going to shake this guy? So
what can we do to Scottie Scheffler? We have a new child. He's not sleeping. He's going to have baby back. We put him in a jail cell, and the guy's like, "Yeah, I got a 66, an easy 66 in me today." It's unbelievable. And to your point, he shows up on the T5G range, and we saw that set on social media to a number of different, great meme formats, including 50 Cent, Many Men, walking out, just loved. There was so much. We recapped, the the story, as it kind of in a more somber way this morning, because obviously where it started was a very tragic place, but where we got with Scottie and all the memes and just the day, and I was the same way. Is you're expecting a little bit of rust. He talked about in his post match presser. I was, for the first time in my life, I was stretching in a jail cell. I mean, which I had a good.
Not on our bingo card this week, y'all. That was not on the bingo card, and
just unbelievable. And
how well did he handle that press conference to you? I just thought he was able to kind of touch on everything, but like handle it with class and be able to me, like even complimenting the police. I just felt like you could have been very petty in a situation where he ended up out of his routine, in handcuffs, in a jail cell. The embarrassment that he feels, I imagine, was probably pretty strong, and the shock of not ever being in that situation ever in your life, and then being able to kind of handle it with grace and just poise like he did. It's just again,
we have so many reasons to love Scottie on this pod. Great guy, dad. And yet, it's amazing. It's just, you keep finding new ways to love him. It's like, could you have picked a better way to give him street cred? Like if you're like trying to draw something up on his team, you're like, hey, we want him to get in like a little bit of trouble, but not so much that he can't play. I think so many people became Scottie Scheffler fans today for a number of different reasons. And it's, the situation again, it's a terrible situation, but the way he kind of came out of it it's really impressive, as is usual for Scottie Scheffler at this point.
Are you naturally a conspiracy guy?
Big conspiracy guy.
So you're a conspiracy guy in this?
Just, we'll go deep on the Denver airport at some point. Just look out for that episode.
So you're not saying this was a setup, right?
No, okay. I'm not saying it was a setup. I've never suggest such a thing. I'm just saying it's just, it was as we recapped in that emergency pod we did earlier today, just a bizarre day. And let's turn it a little bit now, because getting out there, I finally got out there to walk some holes in the afternoon, followed around JT, Ludwig, who missed the cut, one and done, but we got to get to that. Ludwig's not right. Ludwig's not right.
John Rahm.
Look, we'll get to that in a little bit. But I just wanted to share a few because there were a ton of free Scottie shirts. Really enjoyed that. There were some, just a variety of different creative costumes that I saw people come up with and wear on the course on short notice. So kudos to the good people of Louisville for coming up with all that. Highlight of the day by far, I'm walking back to catch the bus to get ready with you to come here to do this podcast, and I'm walking past the 8th tee, and there's like a big muddy hill. It was mutters only out there today, Smylie. I got a pair of olive trousers that I'm not wearing again the rest of the week. Shoes are probably done. And there was a guy double fisting beers on the side of the hill, and he's trying to walk up, and he's kind of losing his balance, and he just slips and falls, just goes out underneath him, slides down the hill. Everyone, oh! And he's holding the beer, and he just gets back up, and he starts chugging the beer, and the crowd went wild. It was pure electricity behind the 8th tee there. So yeah, just want to do a little show and tell of things I saw on the course today. That wasn't really going in well.
That's kind of like what happened to the waste management. That's kind of like where they got off track at the waste management. It was really muddy out there, especially in the watch areas. So definitely, if you're gonna head out to the course tomorrow, I wouldn't wear any brand new white shoes. I would wear your Muttas.
Wear your mutters. I saw some rain boots out there today.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Which is tough. Rain boots is not what you want to wear for 18 holes. So
yeah. But I saw some good styling. Like I saw like some shorts with rain boots. There were, again, the people of Louisville, they're bringing the heat this week. And despite, the sort of the things that happened today, I'm still loving the city of Louisville. I do want to come back. So credit to you all. Should we apologize to the audience for our one and done picks now?
Yes.
Would you like to offer a somber apology?
Yes. And I was between John Rahm, Wyndham Clark, and Bryson DeChambeau. So really, Bryson's right there, and he could have a chance on the weekend. But still, very rarely do I pick two guys that miss the cut in a major. I don't know what happened. We're going to throw this out the window and move on to next week.
We'll get better. We promise we'll get better. The one and done heater couldn't go on forever. I'll say on Ludwig, I needed to when I pick a guy, I need to go out there and, I need to ride with him. I need them to see me in the crowd and be like, okay, my
Must
one
be
and
the one and done, yeah.
He's riding with me. And I followed Ludwig and Max around for a little bit at the Masters. And I was like, let me go check in and see how he's doing. He's just, there's something that's not right there. He's not actively limping, but he's hitting shots that are not Ludwig Åberg shots. Missed a lot of putts today. So that's a developing situation. We got to figure out. We got to get Ludwig healthy.
We're flushing down the toilet. Let's get into this tournament, man. Let's break this thing down.
Well, let's start right at the top of the board. Xander still holds the lead. He's 12 under for the tournament shot. A 3 under 68 today. He holds a 1-shot lead over Colin Morikawa, who had the round of the day. I should say that of what I saw on the board, his 65 to 6 under was the round of the day. I think a few others were close to posting that number. And Sahith Theegala, I believe he made par in 18. We got ready for this podcast when he was 10 under for the tournament through 17 holes. And those are your top 3. So let's start with Xander. I mean, how are we feeling 2 days in? Still holds the lead at a major. I think that he's where he wants to be. Last year, we noted yesterday, last year he shot that second round 70 at the U.S. Open and kind of fell off the pace a little bit. But today he's kind of right where he wants to be heading into the weekend. Yeah,
totally. And I thought Sean Zach posted a couple of highlights from Xander Schauffele's press conference. I just wanted to read a couple of these.
Yeah.
Talking about his 62 on Thursday. And Xander kind of described it as, once you post a 62, it's like blood in the water that everybody knows it's out there. So that's the mentality that you got to stay in. And then just talking about chasing Scottie Scheffler. And I think when you're trying to climb this mountain here, like Xander is, let's put Scottie Scheffler at the very top of it, and everybody else is sort of somewhere down on the hill, side grabbing on for dear life, and that's kind of what it feels like. So you just got to get comfortable in these times with Scottie. So I think that's a pretty good perspective of realizing what he's up against. I think it helps, honestly. I think for Xander, knowing that it's. I think there's 21 guys within 6 shots of the lead. So that's a lot of really good players on a golf course in which you can go out and shoot a 62 like he shot. I feel like we're going to see some, whether it's a 62 to a 65 tomorrow. I think somebody's going to go out and do it. Now Xander's just got to keep pace, keep shooting 3, 4, 5 under, and you're probably going to be the guy that ends up winning this week. Probably in that somewhere between 17 and 18 under probably is kind of the target score right now if you were looking at it. But happy with where Xander's at. But I think the big surprise to me, and I don't know why I keep calling it a surprise, Charlie, is Colin Morikawa. Just he. I think when guys split up,
was working today.
When guys split up with a coach like Colin did, splits up with Mark Blackburn, goes back to his old coach, and to me I was more sounding the alarms of, this guy's searching. He doesn't know where he's at. And I think sometimes guys have more clarity when they leave coaches. It's like, okay, I know exactly what I need to do, and this is the coach I need to be with. This is the correct language, and know how I understand being able to talk from one guy to the next. So, and I just wanted to give you this with Colin. Since the Masters, T3 there, RBC Heritage in 9th place. Zurich, throw that one out the window, doesn't count. Wells Fargo, 16th. And you just kind of referenced this. The putter has been what's been so good for him on those weeks. And in this week, he's finally having the ball striking show up with it. And that's why I think we're seeing him near the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, I feel like every time I looked up today watching the broadcast, Colin was making another long putt, for birdie. He had that streak. I think it was like 5 birdies in a row at one point. I have to go look at the stat, but another Stephen Sweeney guy for putting. So
there you go.
Talked to Akshay. So that's absolutely. I think it's we know he's one of the best ball strikers in the world. We saw a dip in form a couple years ago, but he's starting to get that back. And it's so funny to me how many guys it feels like that's the story for is elite ball striking. And I actually wanted to ask you this question, and this is not meant as a detriment at all to these guys, but do you think at all that there is an equipment thing that comes into play? I mean, they still have to go out and hit the golf ball, but it's like we have all these world-class ball strikers in this day and age that just the stats are stupid, they're off the charts, and the putting is the thing that it's like they need that piece to kind of become elite. Do you see equipment as a huge advantage for this era of guys, or not so much at all?
With the ball striking?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I think they all make sure that it comes out the correct window. And from there, you kind of work off that based off of shot shape. But when it comes to just putting in general and equipment, I think guys like Colin, when they start to see the ball go in the hole, it takes less pressure off of your ball striking. And so maybe it gives you opportunities to change up some things maybe that you were more conservative on in your bag as far as equipment goes. I know sometimes more spin is better, so you can go up and loft, and that helps you hit fairways. But when you start swinging it good, you can go down and loft and start hitting up on it and hit it further. So there's things that you can definitely do. And I wish that we knew more about what these guys did with their equipment week in and week out, whether it's the grind on their wedges on a wet week like this. Sometimes you can add more bounce. So I'm sure those are things that are happening here, not just here, but any other week. But I know Scottie changed to a mallet.
Scottie mallet, Rory mallet. I think I saw Mark Hubbard, who's played well this week.
Yeah, he's in a mallet.
He's in a mallet.
And it looks taller. The putter looks bigger.
Wait, because I think I remember that little shorty putter he had had to have been like 31 inches, maybe 30 inches. And seeing him with what looks like to be either the exact mallet Rory or Scottie's using, I was like, man, it's it's a game of trends, right?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to go out and get a jailbird after Ricky putts well, or go get a broomstick after Lucas putts well, and now the TaylorMade Spider mallet is the latest trend on tour.
Exactly. And I think a lot of our conversations coming into this week, Charlie, was about the golf course and who it fit. Like, who was the good fit as far as the players that were competing this week? And as I look at this board, you have a good mix of like long players. Not surprised to see Bryson DeChambeau up there. Xander Schauffele's a long player now. But I think something that I'm seeing a bit of a trend on in this leaderboard is the really good iron players.
100%.
And I think, like, I look down, let's keep it inside the top 21 guys.
Okay.
Aaron Ride's a fantastic iron player. Justin Thomas, a great iron player. Harris English is a great overall ball striker. And then Tony Finau, bomber. Austin Eckroat, really good iron player. You don't see, Mark Hubbard's a really good iron player as well, kind of fits that category. But you don't really see like the not so good ball strikers and the really good putters, like the Mackenzie Hughes, like that sort of player.
Mackenzie missed the cut.
Yeah, so I think that's what you need to lean on as we go to the weekend is who's hitting it well, and it's going to turn into a putting contest. So of these 20 or so dudes, it's like who can get the hot putter of the weekend.
Speaking of good ball strikers, good iron players, how about the Victor Hovland revival?
Yeah,
5 under 66 today.
Hold out on 4
tournament.
I saw that.
The Joe Mayo reunion could not possibly be going any better for Victor Hovland.
Yeah,
love seeing that for him.
And he's 41st in putting, and his ball striking numbers are good. So he's improving.
Yeah. Well, I love seeing that for him. It's a great leaderboard. You just listed some of these names, and I'm not going to list all the names here, but like here's just a collection of names that are top 11 or better. Xander, Colin, Sahith, Scottie, Bryson, Victor, Brooks, Tony Finau.
He's number 1 in irons, by the way. If he can just drive it a little bit better and that putter shows up, Tony's the guy that can make a bit of a run as well.
And it's just lining up for, again, this is what we said coming into the tournament, is that, love it, hate it, however you feel about Valhalla, it produces great, major championship results. And so
produces a lot of things.
It produces.
It's produced a lot of things.
Yeah, on the course and off the course. Let's hope we don't have any additional off the course incidents this week. But that feels like a pretty good summary of the events for Friday. We, of course, if you wanted a deep dive on the Scottie Scheffler situation, we dropped an emergency pod later today. You can find on YouTube wherever you get your pods, and we go in depth on that. But I think that's pretty good coverage for the day. The one thing I will close with is we're back in Club Magenta tomorrow, T-Mobile Club Magenta. And tonight we'll put out a little video. We on social.
There were some comments already on the YouTube that saw the what happened.
They made it to the end of the yeah. It was bad visual for your boy on the putting green. There's a cool little putting green, a little putt view green in the corner of Club Magenta where we had a little putting contest to close our Thursday journal, and it did not go great for me. So we'll put out an abbreviated version of that on our socials. Here's what we want you to do: go to Club Magenta tomorrow. If you're at the PGA Championship, get your little iPhone out, shoot some video of you doing the putting contest, the same one that Smylie and I did, that little uphill right to left 6.5 foot putt, many calling the hardest putt in golf, and tag us and tag T-Mobile in your Instagram story, and we'll repost a selection of those, the ones we see fit. See if you can beat my 1 for 10 effort, or you can beat Smylie's 3 for 3 effort. Many are saying I got a really bum deal. Many people saying that.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy day out there tomorrow. From every person I've talked to that are local residents here, it's like Saturday they're going out, so it's going to be a really fun crowd. And when I'll be there, Magenta Hour, we're going to have some cocktails. So make sure you don't miss that tomorrow with Michael Collins.
I'll look forward to that. Magenta Hour, 2 to 3 p.m. Smylie, MC. I might be, hanging out over there, checking, seeing what my boy MC's wearing. But we appreciate you watching and listening, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow or Club Magenta. So talk to you then.
I listen to this podcast. It's really cool. And
all of our local fans and subscribers, but make sure you like and subscribe.
It's cool to see what you guys are doing. I know golf fans appreciate it, but we do too. So please keep it up.
For all the good people of YouTube, like and subscribe.
You guys have some good takes, so I'm happy to come on and shoot the